On today's show,
can the Cavaliers avoid a sweep? And what are the chances LeBron leaves Cleveland again?
Charles Barkley joins the show to tell us why the Kings should stay and what he has on his bucket list.
And Trey Kirby explains why the Warriors are intent on ending the finals tonight.
It's Friday, June 8th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV or watching later on YouTube, we're very happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Mellis.
Happy game day.
And to his right, it's the international man of mystery, taking it to the max. That's Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily.
All right, on tonight's show, Charles Barkley will join us live from Cleveland. Trey Kirby will join us live from Cleveland. Oprah will join us live from Cleveland. Two of those three things were true. But first, let's get you ready for Game 4 of the NBA Finals. I've got some true or false questions for you boys. Let's break it down. First one, it does tip tonight. Game 4, Cavs are in one heck of a hole that they got to try and climb out of. How'd they get here? Well, Game 1, JR's brain malfunction, and then the Cavs lost in overtime. In Game 2, Steph Curry caught fire and the Dubs rolled to the 19-point win. And then on Wednesday, Game 3, Kevin Durant, he dropped 43 points on Cleveland, giving the Warriors the 3-0 series lead for the second consecutive finals. History is definitely not on the Cavs side here, but the true or false question is, the Cavs will avoid a sweep tonight. True or false?
They can avoid it. I think their fate is sealed. First of all, last year, we all sort of thought the same thing, that coming 3-0, that, the air was out of the balloon. So what's different this year? Well, they're not as good as last year. But more importantly, I think they know it. They just feel it. When their best player just doesn't have it, and that's the way it felt in Game 3, that LeBron, not that he wasn't trying, but physically he doesn't look right. He doesn't look like himself. He doesn't look as good as he did in Game 1. It got worse in Game 2 to me. And in Game 3, you're not taking Kevin Durant on that huge possession. You allow Rodney Hood to take him. The ankle's bad. I think the entire team just knows.
They're deflated.
This is it. Yeah, the life has been sucked out of them. The spirit has been sucked out of them.
I hope it's true, though, because I would like the series to extend a little bit longer. And I think out of the 3 games, the Cavs have done well enough to at least earn one victory on their home floor in front of their home fans and maybe extend this series out by one extra game. And look, maybe the Warriors would rather celebrate the championship on their home floor.
Oh, boy, here we
like
go.
they did last year.
The reason why the Cavs are going to win is because the Warriors aren't going to play well, because they
No,
want to
I
relax.
mean, look. Yeah, obviously, the Warriors just want to wrap it up. But if you're the Cavs, maybe the Warriors are looking a little bit ahead, and they're like, look, we're going to win this no matter what, whether it's 5, 6, or 7. We're going to take care of business here, and maybe that just gives the Cavs a little bit of an opportunity, like it did last year, where they just got red hot. They stayed in front of the Warriors. They weren't playing catch up, and they were able to run out the clock, I guess.
Yeah, well, the weird thing, right, about Game 4 last year was the Cavs are like, we have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Let it fly. And, they just hit a ton of threes, 7 in the first quarter, and then went on to hit like 24 in the game. And it was over. It felt like sort of before it started in that one because, what did they have to lose? They're down 3-0. Maybe that happens again tonight, though a big part of that last year was Kyrie Irving.
Of course.
Scoring, 40-plus in that game. So who does that for the Cavs? LeBron might do it. Who else?
Yeah.
Is it Love? Is it Korver, who can't even get a shot off in this? Does J.R. Smith finally catch fire? I mean, I'm less scratching my head. I think this ends tonight. I think the Warriors win by 14 or 15. I think they win pretty handily because if they get up, like flip it around, if the Warriors get up, that'll be tough for the Cavs to have any real fight, I think, in them. Being down 3-0 and then, let's say, being down 10 or 15 heading into the second half.
Yeah, and the Warriors want to accomplish something that they haven't been able to accomplish in this 4-year run against the Cavs, and that's sweep. And last year they had the taste, and I think that sort of outweighs the Cavs' desperation level.
Yeah.
Because in Game 3, the Cavs weren't playing on a string when their season was on the brink. Are they going to do it tonight? And are they going to light it up like they did last year? That's highly unlikely.
Yeah, I would add to this, too. I mean, how likely is it that Steph Curry goes 3 for 16 like he did in Game 3? Probably not going to happen.
Likely.
Even Klay Thompson, you imagine, is going to shoot the ball better, especially from 3. Iguodala has a game under his belt after coming back from injury. I liked what he gave them. I thought he was solid, gave him a little boost there in Game 3, but he might be better. He might get more minutes. I mean,
he wasn't moving that well, I didn't think, in Game 3. But again,
that's what I mean. But maybe he's a little more. He's got a little bit of that rust off. So but I don't think the chances.
I think as well, though, like you're saying, if the Cavs get behind early, they just know that there's almost that Groundhog Day feeling where no matter what they try, no matter what scheme they come up with, the Warriors have got an answer for it. And they had that last year, of course, but this year I think the Cavs just sort of know, like, even if we win this game tonight, all we're doing is delaying the inevitable anyway, which has got to weigh on your mind at least some point.
Would it be weird, though, for a LeBron team to get swept? I mean, it happened
Well, at this stage of his
long
career,
time
yeah.
ago when he was on the Cavs the first time, and then he took on the Spurs. He got swept, but hasn't happened since.
No, it hasn't. He's lost twice, 4-1 in the finals,
Yeah.
though, so he doesn't have a great record when he's been on the losing side of it. But it would be weird considering, you look, in the first round, he looked like he was in trouble against the Pacers.
Yep.
Breezed past the Raptors, but then was trailing the Celtics that whole series and sort of came back. So you always sort of felt that LeBron's never going to get swept. He's going to find a way to win 1 or 2 games, but probably not the case in this series.
A Victor Oladipo?
Oh, easy, Rebel. Yeah, LeBron is averaging 42 points per game in elimination games here in this playoffs. And you said you brought some of those games up.
Yeah.
So maybe.
But last game felt like an elimination game,
Yeah, you're
right?
right.
And he just 32 points
Triple
wasn't a
double
great triple-double. And a 29-point performance before that isn't enough on this team. And that's why you got to know, if you're LeBron, I'm not going to be able to score 45 straight games. It's just not going to happen.
Well, let's zero in on LeBron for the next question. It's the one everyone's talking about here today. Assuming that this series is over, be it tonight or maybe Monday, what does it mean for the future of LeBron? We all know the list of potential destinations: Rockets, Sixers, Lakers, and on and on and on. Or maybe he stays in Cleveland. True or false? LeBron is going to leave Cleveland for the second time again. What do you got? True or false?
False. I'm
False.
going false, yeah.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
I'm also saying that because I don't think LeBron's decided what he's doing
Okay.
yet. I think he needs to wait and see what happens after free agency starts, to see what Dan Gilbert and the Cavs management have got up their sleeve to try to get help there for that team. But I truly think LeBron is going to evaluate all his options and say, I want to be on a team that can definitely win the championship next year. And maybe that's Houston. Maybe that's the Golden State. I mean, if he absolutely wants a championship, go to the Golden State Warriors. Like that's his guarantee of being there. But obviously, I don't think he wants to do that. So he has to evaluate. Is it Philadelphia or Boston? Or maybe it is just Cleveland. Maybe Dan Gilbert and Kobe Altman there can figure out something to get him better help. Because I believe if he gets All-Star or All-NBA help in Cleveland, I think he would prefer to stay there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would guess that he is leaving for 2 reasons. He needs his roster around him to be good. He needs his roster to be better. And second, he's going to be 34 next season. So those 2 things combined lead me to believe that he would leave unless a star comes to Cleveland. Because maybe if he was 30, he could say, all right, I can wait this out 1 year, see what we do at the All-Star break or the trade deadline next year and see if we get some players coming in. Because it's like he said at the press conference after Game 3, you look over at the Warriors, and that's how they retooled, or why they retooled to get Kevin Durant. He can have a great night because Steph and Clay are having a bad night, and they can still win. He needs that around him. He realizes that. That's the only way he's going to beat the Warriors. So if the Cavs are going to be that good, they need another guy to come in, whether it's DeMarcus Cousins, Paul George, Chris Paul. Those are the big names. I think you would literally need one of those 3 to come in, and you would have to do some serious salary cap gymnastics to get one of those guys to come. So that's a serious task for Kobe Altman.
You're right, because that's a big part of it here, right? LeBron has not been known to say, I'll take a pay cut. Pay me my money. I'm worth it, as we've seen here. So that makes things a lot more complicated, either in a sign and trade type deal, who's coming back, and if you're doing something like the Chris Paul from the Clippers there to the Rockets. I think it's interesting. It's just, we have no idea. It's fun to speculate because you can look at all these teams and you go, or we come up with the ideas of why he would go there. Well, he'd go to the Lakers because of Magic Johnson and Hollywood. He wants to be a billionaire, so that makes sense. He'll go to the Rockets because he's friends with Chris Paul, and maybe that's his best chance to take down the Warriors. He'd go to the Sixers because they're the young squad, and he could chill out a little bit. He stays in the East. Like, you can go on and on and on. You can talk yourself into a lot of these destinations for whatever reason we think. But it's ultimately going to come down to what he thinks and his team thinks, right?
Can you imagine if he does join the Warriors, though? That would
There
just,
is no.
that would
See,
just
that
end
one is insane to me.
But
that
that
one's
to
silly.
me guarantees a championship for him. If that's really what he wants, there it is, right there for him.
But you do not want that.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that. But I'm just saying, like, he's at the point of his career where he doesn't want to come second again. He wants a
but the only thing I disagree with that is, he wants a title, but he doesn't want to like tarnish his legacy, and that does.
His legacy for some people can never be Michael's anyway. So he just wants to stockpile championships.
I hope that doesn't happen, but we'll find out. We may not even leave. He may not even leave. We got a while to figure that out. Finals isn't even over. Neither is this show. When we come back, Hall of Famer Charles Barkley joins us live from Cleveland. Don't go anywhere. This will be a blast.
The Starters is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, official partner of the NBA.
Welcome back to The Starters, where we're happy to bring in, live from Cleveland, Hall of Famer Charles Barkley. Chuck, appreciate you joining us tonight.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
We're going to get into the finals here in a second, but first things first, the question that we all want to know the answer to: how was the Turner Rap Party last night?
The Turner Rap Party was fantastic. Shout out to all the young ladies who put the party on. I just think it's great for all the people who work so hard. You guys know, as on-air talent, we probably do the least amount of work compared to all the stuff. The people who actually work here have to do the camera people, the video people, and everything. So anytime I get a chance to go and socialize with them, I love doing it because they work their behind off. I tell people, one thing I've learned about television, the people on air do the least amount of work.
That's absolutely true. We can attest to that. All right, well, let's get into the finals.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's not change that. You're right. All right, be honest with me here. What are the Cavs' chances of avoiding a sweep tonight? What do you think, Chuck?
Slim and none. Slim got shot last week. They got no chance tonight. I think they're resigned to the fact that the Warriors, it's their thing. Everybody say, well, they were down 3-0 last year. But, yeah, Kyrie was on the team, and he went crazy. And LeBron went crazy. They don't have that dynamic right now. The Warriors are the best team. I think most people knew when the Rockets and the Warriors played, that was for the championship.
Yep.
And the Warriors are going to sweep this thing.
All right. Well, you are on record, correct me if I'm wrong, of saying that you think LeBron should stay in Cleveland. Why is that?
Well, because his legacy is here. These people adore this dude. If he goes to another team, he'll be kind of a mercenary. And he might win a championship if he goes to another super team, but it won't be the same as winning here in Cleveland. And they might not win another championship. But for a guy to be born in a hometown, be as great as he is, I think it would be great for the league. It was great when he came back, and it would be great for him to finish his career here. Listen, he can go to the Lakers or the Rockets or even to the Warriors or Celtics and win more championships, but it won't be the same as winning a championship. It's something that you built from the ground up like he's did here.
Well, talk about winning a championship. How pumped were you that Alex Ovechkin won the Stanley Cup last night for the Washington Capitals?
Well, I was really happy for him. I watched the game at the Rap Party last night, and just to see the joy on his face, because, listen, one thing about being a great player, you get all the credit and you get all the blame. I was really happy for him. He beat my Tampa Bay Lightning, which I could live with that, but I was happy for him to lift the Stanley Cup. He deserved it. He finally was on a team good enough instead of getting the blame. But that's unfortunate when you're a great player. You get a lot of credit and you get all the blame.
Yeah, it was really cool to see him finally raise that cup. All right, finally, before we let you go here, Chuck, we saw that you checked an item off of your bucket list this week by riding in the Goodyear blimp.
I did check it off my bucket list of going on the Goodyear blimp. The guys at Goodyear were amazing. I want to thank everybody at Goodyear for taking me up on the blimp. The pilots were amazing. But you know what? I told the guys, as long as we've been watching sports, we've seen the Goodyear blimp forever.
Right.
And to cross that off my bucket list was really cool. And I just want to thank the people at Goodyear.
Well, we were curious what else is on Charles Barkley's bucket list. So we got a new game here called Bucket or Chuck It. And the rules are simple, Chuck. We're going to give you an adventure or maybe a life goal. And if you like the idea, it's a bucket list item. You say bucket. If you don't like it, it's chuck it, all right?
Okay, let's do it.
First one. Charles Barkley, bucket or chuck it, run a marathon.
Oh, chuck that one right away. Chuck that.
What about a 5K or something?
No. Yeah, a 5K might be it.
Okay, marathon, that's chuck it. What about swim with sharks?
Oh, hell no, chuck it.
You don't like the water?
I don't like sharks.
What about dolphins? Swimming with dolphins?
I don't trust dolphins either, so I'm not swimming with the dolphins either.
Okay, all right, next one, interesting one. Sing the national anthem before a game.
Well, you know what? I am America's greatest living karaoke singer.
Right.
I only do Frank Sinatra. But I don't want a Fergie moment and butcher the national anthem.
Okay, so chuck it, sort of, I think. All right.
Chuck it.
How about this one? Get a tattoo.
You know what? That's on my bucket list.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bucket. I got to find and get the right tattoo. I'm old enough not to regret it now. So bucket on the tattoo.
Okay, right. I can't wait. Okay, couple more. Sunbathe at a nude beach. Bucket or chuck it?
Sunbathed at a nude beach. Bucket.
Yeah.
Bucket.
That's what we thought.
I want to buck that. I got that.
All right, and final one here, Chuckster. Leave inside and become the 5th starter, man. Bucket or chuck it?
I would love to bucket that.
Yeah!
I would love to bucket it. I'd love to be the 5th guy with y'all.
All right, Chuckster, man, we can't thank you enough. We appreciate you coming on tonight. Enjoy Game 4 tonight, and if this does end, have a great summer, buddy.
Hey, guys, keep up the great work. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. All right, when we come back, we'll talk to TK live from Cleveland. Yeah, there he is, rocking a nice jacket. Don't go anywhere. You're watching The Starters. Back with The Starters, and once again joining us live from Cleveland, it's the bearded one, Trey Kirby. Hey, yo! TK, that jacket looks nice, my man. Where'd you get that thing?
Oh, this is a Macy's special. It's my special occasion jacket. Wear it for the draft, wear it for the starties, wear it for the last game of the season.
Ooh, okay. Spoiler alert there. I was going to ask you, my first question, is there any chance here that the Cavs can win this game tonight and push a Game 5?
Well, prior to Game 3, I think most people gave the Cavs a chance if the Warriors let their foot off the gas a little bit. And I think that's why the first quarter is going to be so key tonight. More than one person around the Warriors mentioned to me the way things went down in the 2017 Game 4 when the Cavs came out and they were really on fire. They hit 7 threes. They made 14 free throws, scored 49 points. 11 of those points, though, came from Kyrie Irving. It really set the tone for the rest of the game. Kyrie ended with 40. The Cavs hit a record 24 three-pointers, but I think you guys might notice that Kyrie Irving isn't playing for the Cavs anymore. This is a different team, so I think that the Warriors are going to come out pretty fired up here to make an impression in the first quarter. If the Warriors win the first quarter, I can see this going poorly, perhaps, for Cleveland.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Is it important, a sweep to the Warriors that you've had a chance to talk to? I mean, is that something they've addressed a couple of times, that they want to get this sweep and take care of business here?
I think it actually is a little bit important for the Warriors. I got a sense that they kind of regret letting Game 4 getting away from them last year. It ruined their chance at a 16-0 postseason. And we already heard several players sort of alluding to a sweep. You know, Draymond Green said that he had already picked out a Game 5 outfit. It looks great, but he doesn't want to have to wear it. Sean Livingston on our show said it'd be nice to sweep, but when he was at the podium, he was even more emphatic, saying that it'd be a great way to put a stamp on the end of this rivalry, to come out and really show that they had taken care of business. Steve Kerr as well said that this is a different team, very business-like, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors actually came out and took care of business tonight.
Well, if the Warriors do take care of business, it could be LeBron's final game in a Cavs jersey. What's your take on, obviously, this huge story? Do you think LeBron will stay in Cleveland, or is he going somewhere else in the offseason?
I don't think anybody knows what LeBron's going to do yet, and if LeBron doesn't know what he's going to do, nobody in the league knows, which means the league will probably come to a standstill, as it always does. I do think it's a little far-fetched, however, that LeBron could be going to Boston. That's been getting a lot of traction lately. You know, the fit would be nice, the talent would be nice, assuming the Kyrie Irving situation works itself out. But with the battles LeBron has had with that city, with their fans throughout the years, you know, since his first stint in Cleveland even, I think it's a little far-fetched that he could actually go and live and work in that city. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's probably fair. All right, final thing here. Your Game 4 challenge, Trey. It's a bit of a different one. If the Warriors do close this out tonight, your challenge is to grab something from the Warriors locker room when they're celebrating and bring it back to the starter set.
All right, sounds good. I'm not going to look for a cork. I'm going to look for something good, something important, something that somebody's really going to miss. Then come by the set someday and see it sitting there.
Yeah, all right. Well, good luck again. That is if we get the sweep tonight. If not, we'll push it to Game 5 back in Oakland.
Otherwise, I'm chilling.
All right, TK, have a blast tonight. When we come back, we're going to show you the Nuggets' new jerseys. Yeah, they got the new threads. These are nice. Come on back.
As Hill comes off the screen and LeBron starts to roll, you'll see the defender go back in the lane momentarily. Well, that gives Hill the opportunity at that moment to read it, find the open shooter, and watch how quickly Love gets this out of his hands. We go, there's the screen, there's LeBron, there's the pass. Love, with the quick release, knocks down a three to start out the game for Cleveland.
New episode of Film Room, breaking down Game 4 of the Finals Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV. But now it's time for the NBA Culture Report, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. On Thursday, the Nuggets revealed new logos, uniforms, and branding for a new era, as they were calling it. You got the association jersey on the far left, the Icon Edition, and then the Mile High City Statement one. I really like that one on the right, the Mile High City Statement one. Yeah, they are. I do like the color scheme they got going here. The details, I love that logo there on the buckle. That's sort of a throwback to the old Mutombo sort of Tetris jerseys, or whatever you want to call them.
Are they going to have 3 jerseys and 3 jerseys only? I hope so, because then now I know. You know? Sometimes you get the season starts and you're like, wow, this team has 16 jerseys.
Yeah, that's true. It's tough to keep track of, but those are nice. That's a good start. There's some people thought they were a little boring, but I dig those. I like the color.
Solid color.
All right, today was Friday. Yes, it is Friday. We had the Drop Podcast. We discussed why people hate Kevin Durant so much. Will he ever be loved? Our favorite LeBron destinations. We talked about that in great detail. And Tass tells us one thing everyone knew, except for him.
For the longest time, every time I moved, I always moved my toilet as well. Until this last house, I didn't move it. So that was weird, yeah. I thought you had to move your toilet with you.
Oh, you thought it was the law, or?
Yeah, just thought it was a part of moving.
No toilet
You bring
left
your
behind.
toilet. Crazy.
Coming up next, pregame live, getting you ready for Game 4 of the NBA Finals. That tips around 9 p.m. Eastern on ABC, and then you come back to NBA TV for post-game live immediately following the game. Get all that press conference fun. Let's get some quick predictions here before we say goodbye. What happens here in Game 4? Who wins? By how many? What do you got?
Cavs by 8.
You think we go 5? Okay. He's confident.
Just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Huh?
Exactly.
I go double digits for the Warriors.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Warriors by 14 tonight, and it's a wrap, but Cavs by 8 could happen too. Who knows?
The 96 Bulls were up 3-0 and lost 2 in a row.
All right, we'll be back on Monday, guys. Embrace the weekend. Enjoy the game tonight.
Yeah.